And now we get word from the coach that Angel Reese is going to have a modified role.
Did you see the chaos happening with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky? Coach Tyler Marsh just changed the game completely by shifting the focus to Camila Cardoso, pushing Angel off balance and all the way to the bench.
And new head coach Tyler Marsh is busy installing a different vision for Chicago's offense. The Sky plan to use second-year power forward Angel Reese much differently than how she was deployed in her rookie season.
And new head coach Tyler Marsh is already implementing a new direction for Chicago's offense. The Sky had intended to use second-year power forward Angel Reese in a way that's a major departure from her rookie season role. Just like that, the Sky's hierarchy took a major hit. So long, double-double streak. Reese supporters aren't just upset, they're in full-blown revolt on social media, claiming this is a scheme to erase Angel's historic rebounding rise before it even begins in the W. Is this the fall of Reese?
Angel Reese preseason part 2. Let's get it. What they say about layups, harder than nuclear physics. Bang! She's a point forward now, and nobody's more excited than opposing defenses. Time for the vintage underhand scoopity shot from 3 feet. Yep, there it is. Bang!
And here's where things heat up. Angel Reese hasn't been spotted at training camp since news of the change broke. The queen of stat padding is now being pushed to expand her game, hoisting mid-range jumpers despite a field goal rate of only 39.1%. Yep, that's the number. A pivot this drastic? It doesn't feel like growth. It feels like someone changed the script on her whole story. So, is this Chicago playing smart basketball or a quiet mission to fade Angel's brand?
The Chicago Sky's offense will no longer run through Kennedy Carter. Carter averaged 17.4 points per game in 2024, leading the Sky in scoring. Interesting. It should lead straight through, I believe she's 6'6"? Camila Cardoso down in the paint. That's who it should lead through. That's who it better lead through.
The news landed just days ahead of the Chicago Sky showdown with none other than Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And Coach Marsh? He didn't just adjust lineups, he tore up the entire plan. Angel Reese's role hasn't just changed, it's been completely overhauled. Fans are stunned as one of the WNBA's most talked about players is being shoved into a brand new mold before the season even tips off.
It sounds like they're going to pull her out further from the basket, and I wonder how her fans are going to feel about that. If she's further away from the basket, that doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of, or as many, I would believe, offensive rebound opportunities for one Angel Reese.
Let's take it back. Angel carved out her whole image by grabbing rebounds like it was a mission. From LSU to the W, her double-double streak became her signature. She turned those numbers into headlines and jersey sales. Remember her second pro game when she pulled down 19 boards against Indiana? That moment blew up online, locking in her rep as a rebounding force.
If she's not as close to the basket on offense, which she shouldn't, it should clear out the paint and underneath the basket for Camila to be able to rebound. And we know she can hit layups. We've seen them. We've seen them over and over. I've seen plenty of videos.
But right when she thought her path was set, the Sky asked her to switch it up. Literally, they want her drifting from the paint to take mid-range shots. That's like asking Shaq to camp out at the three-point line. The very area she dominated is now off limits, and Angel's left trying to adapt, if she even wants to. Then there's the mechanics. Her shot release? It's slow, awkward. This isn't seamless. It's a square peg clashing with a round hoop while the shot clock winds down.
Chicago Sky wanted to take mid-range jumpers. Okay. However, Marsh wants her to add more versatility to her shot selection by hitting mid-range jumpers 10 to 15 feet from the basket. She's working on being able to shoot off dribble, and when the play call is for a catch and shoot, Yeah, but what does that mean? Because she's look, we've all seen videos of her practicing. She's got a very, very slow as syrup release out there. So that should be interesting against anybody that's got any kind of a wingspan.
Let's be real. Reese's shooting efficiency is, frankly, inefficient. Just 39.1% from the field. And that's mostly shots near the rim. That's not just subpar, it's a glaring red flag. Instead of refining what she does best, the coaching staff wants her to build a brand new skill set. Meanwhile, here's the kicker. As Reese is pushed out of the paint, Cardoso is being given full control of it.
And they want her to shoot more mid-range. This should be very, very interesting.
And now, they want her taking more mid-range shots. This is about to get very, very interesting. Yep, Camila Cardoso, the Brazilian phenom, has taken over Angel's old spot under the rim. The very role that launched Angel's brand and built her social clout now belongs to someone else. And the optics, not great. Camila's rise feels almost too well timed, like a polished PR move wrapped up with a marketing ribbon.
And I think Angel's really good. I think she's really good. And I just think the team would be better if, you know, they anchored their defense around the elite defensive player and kind of ran their offense, maybe not through Camila because she's not going to pass it, but run their offense to the elite finisher.
Angel's no-show at training camp says a lot. Most pros view a new role as a chance to evolve, to grow their skill set. But Angel's response feels more like rejection. She's gone quiet, missing, brooding, maybe even plotting. Whatever it is, the message she's putting out doesn't scream teamwork or flexibility.
Per Julie Poe of the Chicago Sun-Times, Reese has yet to post up at training camp as she learns a new role for the offense. Oh, this should be very interesting. Quote, for Reese, that means adapting to a modified role that will tap into her full potential as a stretch four.
Let's be brutally real. This isn't Angel letting go of her strengths. It's her resisting growth. In today's league, having a dependable shot is the bare minimum, but she's holding firm. The Sky aren't targeting her. They're evolving with the game. A forward can't just crash the boards anymore. You've got to space the floor, generate offense, and keep the ball moving. Right now, Angel's game is stuck on loop. Rebound, put back, repeat. And when that formula's disrupted, she falters.
The McDonald's sponsoring the first ever fry cook in the WNBA. Bag work is off the dollar menu, man. What is this junk? Bang! Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And most importantly, Mother Teresa, Mother Nature, and Mother 2. I'm watching because of me too. Bang! Did you know a croissant's most important ingredient is butter? Yes, butter. Butter. Butter pecan. Bang!
The real conversation we need to be having isn't whether the coach made a bad call. That's the surface level debate, the kind that gets clicks and headlines. But dig deeper, and you'll see the real issue isn't about a single decision. It's about development. It's about potential. It's about whether Angel Reese was ever truly given the space, the guidance, and the tools to evolve into something greater, into the kind of player today's game demands. This isn't about disrespect. This isn't personal. This is about basketball at the highest level, and basketball doesn't wait. Her change in role isn't a punishment, it's a shift rooted in the direction the modern WNBA is heading. Today's game is faster, more fluid, and unforgiving. It's built on spacing, versatility, and shot making, especially from forwards. If you can't shoot, if you can't stretch the floor, if your skill set is too limited, then no matter how passionate you are, no matter how dominant you once were, the game will evolve, and it will leave you behind. So the real question isn't, was this fair to Angel Reese? The question is, was she ever set up to succeed in the first place? And going forward, can she adapt? Can she grow? fast enough to reclaim her place in a league that's already moving forward without her? That's the conversation worth having.
Good luck finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. It didn't take long for them to be gone.
Ain't nobody paying $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play ball, especially when there are tickets. There was a ticket available for $29. $29 to see Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky play at the LSU.
Angel Reese's face when she sees empty seats at her LSU homecoming game? Priceless. Right now, $29 tickets for her Chicago Sky versus Brazil exhibition are still unsold, while Caitlin Clark's same matchup is fetching thousands on resale. Imagine Clark and the Fever playing to a packed Iowa house with fans paying premium prices, while Reese faces empty seats despite cheap tickets. We've got all the receipts on this embarrassing situation, and it's got Angel fuming.
Give it up for the Fever. We're playing a game right here, baby. Woo! They're coming to town. You better save up, because I bet it's going to be pretty expensive, but we'll see what we can do.
Can you believe what just went down in Iowa? This isn't just another game announcement. It's a full-on phenomenon. The Indiana Fever nailed it by scheduling Caitlin Clark's preseason homecoming at Carver Hawkeye Arena, where she became a legend. But even the most optimistic WNBA execs couldn't have predicted what happened next.
37 minutes. That's all the time it took for all 13,000 tickets to sell to season ticket holders. The University of Iowa is trying to make sure the tickets go to fans. Instead, the legislature may do even more. The words "sold out" are plastered on the doors at Carver Hawkeye Arena and the team's website for tickets to see Hawkeye legend Caitlin Clark and her Indiana Fever take on the Brazil women's team in a preseason game.
When tickets dropped, something wild happened. All 15,000 seats sold out in just 36 minutes. No, that's not a typo, 36 minutes. And the best part? The general public never even had a shot. The pre-sale, exclusive to Iowa season ticket holders and donors, sold out by 9:36 a.m.
They were all gone before general sale to the public even started. Clark and the Indiana Fever are returning to the University of Iowa for a WNBA preseason game against the Brazilian national team. That game is on May 4th.
Think about it. This wasn't even a regular season WNBA game, just a preseason exhibition against Brazil. Yet demand was so insane. Fans crashed websites, fighting through server errors and payment failures to grab every ticket in record time.
It's a big situation again, like Caitlin Clark selling out Iowa, sold out a preseason game. People saying it sold out in 40 minutes. This is within 20 minutes. Like, obviously, you couldn't get onto the damn website. It's sold out. You could have been trying to refreshing the page and not got tickets. Most of the time, it officially sold out in 40 minutes, but like realistically, it almost crashed the website.
The real shock came after the sellout. Within hours, the secondary market exploded, with tickets popping up on resale sites like StubHub and Vivid Seats at jaw-dropping prices.
Have you seen what the highest one is?
I haven't.
That's like 45 grand.
What?
Front row seats.
Is that it? You should get something. You should get a souvenir or something,
Exactly.
right? For 45,000.
Get a signed jersey by Caitlin Clark.
We knew it was a hot ticket.
Yeah, we
wow.
knew it would be, right?
The numbers are insane. Nosebleed seats started at $59, with the worst spots going for over $500. Prices quickly soared into the thousands for decent lower bowl seats, and premium courtside tickets hit $474 each. Nearly $6,000 for a preseason game. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
They're sold out, so I really don't know what they're gonna do about this. I guess it's just kind of like one of those missed opportunities, and you know, a lot of people are saying they need to move this to a stadium because there's no doubt in Iowa, if you move this to a stadium, it would be sold out.
What we're seeing is a game-changing shift in women's basketball. Fans aren't just showing up, they're paying premium prices that were unthinkable a few years ago. Clark is creating a secondary market frenzy that rivals top concert tours, all for a preseason exhibition. The business impact is undeniable.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game with Indiana Fever going to play the Brazilian national team at Carver Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin's college facility, sold out. They went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders for women's basketball. And then general admission was supposed to go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm hearing rumblings of like maybe scalpers got in, like the secondary market is already crazy, but it was sold out and a bunch of season ticket holders couldn't even get their tickets. Iowa women's basketball posted this on their Instagram and on their Facebook just a few minutes ago that, hey, it's already sold out. No point in trying to get tickets tomorrow for the general public because you can't.
The buzz around Clark's return to Iowa is miles apart from Reese's homecoming at LSU. Both teams are facing the same opponent, but the ticket price difference? It's a brutal reality check for women's basketball.
Well, so what I did not know is the Chicago Sky is playing the Brazilian national team. Angel Reese is playing the very same team the Indiana Fever are playing.
While the Fever's game sparked a resale frenzy, the Chicago Sky's preseason against Brazil and Louisiana? Crickets, no crashing websites, no fans scrambling, just complete silence.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel Reese's homecoming tickets? Just $29, cheaper than dinner for a family. Meanwhile, Clark's Iowa return resale tickets are 17 times that price.
I did not realize that the Chicago Sky were also playing the Brazilian national team at LSU. Oh my goodness.
Here's the kicker. Those $29 tickets? Still available days later. LSU's 13,000-seat arena has empty rows. No rush, no sellout, just silence. Fans clearly aren't that interested.
On Vivid Seats, there are tickets available for $36 right now. A lot of tickets for in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. You get the point I'm trying to make. Very interesting indeed. StubHub. Here's a $29 ticket. A $29 ticket.
It gets weirder on the resale market. While most tickets are going for $30 to $60, some are listed for a ridiculous $8,000. These oddball prices stand out among all the affordable ones still available. It's almost like someone's trying to fake demand where there's none. Maybe Angel Reese is scalping her own tickets.
Somebody has went on these sites and listed some random $8,000 tickets, but you see this. This is just littered with tickets under $100 to watch Angel Reese play the very same team. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think those $8,000 tickets. This is LSU. Did Shaq do this? Did Shaq, Big Daddy Shaq, buy these tickets and list them for $8,000?
Premium seats tell a brutal story. Want a good spot for Reese's game? Just over $100. For Clark's game? Thousands within hours. Fans have noticed the difference, flooding social media with side-by-side comparisons, empty LSU seat maps next to sold-out Iowa sections. It's gotta be embarrassing for Reese and the Chicago Sky.
2 sections down, $29 for tickets. They got tickets way down here, next to the court for $120. So clearly somebody's trying to publicly save Angel Reese's.
Angel Reese's claim that people watch women's basketball for her isn't matching the ticket sales. The market has spoken loud and clear. It's not about her star power after all.
And I'm going to tell you, those $4,800 tickets or whatever we saw for Caitlin Clark, somebody will buy those. Somebody will buy those. Ain't nobody paying $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play ball. Especially, all right, especially when there are tickets. There was a ticket available for $29. $29 to see Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky play at the LSU. The lowest Caitlin Clark ticket was what? $408, I think I saw.
Social media might fuel basketball clout, but ticket sales don't lie. Fans vote with their wallets, and no amount of followers can hide the brutal contrast between these two homecoming games.
ESPN, all these other places tried to tell you Angel Reese is really moving that needle. She's really driving this growth. Mystics owner Sheila Johnson, she let you know it's Angel Reese too.
What makes this uncomfortable for Angel Reese is how identical these situations are. Same opponent, same homecoming, same week. The only difference? The player. Reese has built an image as Clark's rival, but when the market speaks, there's no PR spin for empty seats and low prices.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
The social media reaction has been brutal. Fans are calling out the disparity, saying things like, Angel Reese thinks she's the face of the WNBA, but her team can't even sell out a cheap preseason game. Ouch. When fans compare these side by side, there's no hiding. Caitlin Clark's rookie season proved her market impact, winning Rookie of the Year and driving record attendance and revenue, while Reese struggled to match that.
You know, a lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
Reese, despite more media push, couldn't match Clark's viewership or attendance. Analysts agree. Clark has a unique ability to draw fans that Reese just hasn't tapped into. This isn't just about skill. It's about who drives revenue, fills arenas, and moves the financial needle in a league where money dictates everything. The market speaks loud and clear.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
The truth is clear. Clark is changing the economics of women's basketball, while Reese is stuck on the sidelines. Clark's impact led the Fever to the playoffs, while Reese's Sky struggled despite the hype. What we're seeing is revolutionary. The contrast between these ticket situations shows who's really driving the WNBA's rise. While execs celebrate growth, they know Caitlin Clark is the real catalyst behind this surge.
It's like a greatest hits collection of missed layups. I can't even believe this is real. I just stumbled across of it. There's 2 different videos now floating around out there, and it's unbelievable.
Angel Reese just pulled off the biggest bluff in WNBA history. Pay me more or I'm out. The problem? She followed up that bold ultimatum with a performance that had fans scratching their heads, wondering if she was auditioning for a home renovation show instead of playing basketball. It wasn't just a bad night, it was a bricklaying masterpiece. After demanding superstar money on her podcast, Reese hit the court and immediately went 5 for 13 in her next Unrivaled game. And if you think that's bad, one of those shots didn't just miss. It slammed into the bottom of the backboard like it was trying to make a quick exit from the gym. The timing couldn't have been worse for her argument, or better for anyone who loves a good laugh.
Because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out. That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, will you two idiots just shut up? Sit out.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL. What does that mean? We deserve more.
So, let's break it down. Have you ever wondered what would happen if a WNBA player threatened to hold the whole league hostage over salary demands? Well, Angel Reese just gave us the answer, and it's pure comedy. On a recent episode of her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, which, let's be real, should be called unintentionally comedic, Reese sat down with her partner in delusion, Carrington, and dropped what might be the most dramatic ultimatum in league history. She didn't just ask for more money, She straight up suggested that if she doesn't get what she wants, she's ready to boycott.
I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And that's the truth. Good.
This is the same person that literally said she didn't know what her WNBA salary was and that it didn't even cover her rent.
Yep, you heard that right. Angel Reese, who hasn't proved herself as a WNBA force, thinks she has the leverage to shake the league. But when your argument is pay me more, the last thing you should do is turn in a performance that even league players would cringe at. While Reese was demanding superstar treatment, Caitlin Clark was actually playing like one, breaking records, filling arenas, and making her shots. Reese? Turning layups into blooper reels? So, is the WNBA scared of her boycott threat? Or is Reese just giving fans another laugh?
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the Fever rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
The moment Angel Reese hit the court after her bold boycott threat, it was like the basketball gods were having a laugh. If you're demanding superstar money, you better play like one, right? Well, Reese's game film from that night looked more like a tutorial on how not to finish at the rim.
Gets to Sykes, lofts it up. Reese on the cleanup. Power dribble to separate.
Facing off against Aaliyah Boston's Vinyl Basketball Club in the Unrivaled League, Reese had the perfect chance to prove she deserved a bigger paycheck. Instead, she put on a clinic and missed layups. We're talking wide open shots, point-blank attempts, and bunnies that didn't just rim out. They smacked off the backboard like someone forgot to adjust her shot meter. The timing of this meltdown couldn't have been worse. Just days after claiming her WNBA salary doesn't even cover one of her bills, she delivered a performance that had fans wondering if the rent was due mid-game. At one point, it almost looked like her teammates stopped passing her the ball, maybe out of secondhand embarrassment.
She just threatened the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA, not on a podcast.
Let's rewind for a second. Reese's rookie contract pays her about $73,000 this year, part of a 4-year, $325,000 deal. Pretty standard for WNBA rookies. But according to Angel, that salary barely covers her basic expenses. She went viral on TikTok complaining that the WNBA doesn't even pay one of my bills, and then casually dropped that she's paying $8,000 per month in rent, adding up to $96,000 a year, which is more than her entire WNBA salary.
I just hope y'all know, the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
Look, nobody's saying she can't live the lifestyle she wants, but maybe, just maybe, if your rent alone is more than your entire WNBA salary, the problem isn't the league, it's called budgeting, Angel. But instead of rethinking her approach, Reese doubled down on her boycott threat, jumping on social media to make it clear she wasn't just talking big, she meant it. She's ready to sit out if her financial demands aren't met.
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Here's where it gets even funnier. One of her biggest complaints? That future rookies, like USC's Juju Watkins, might end up making more money than her. Reese said, the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract, but the ones after that, they probably gonna be making more than us. The women coming in, what, not this year, but next year, the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract, but the ones the year after, they gonna get more.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year. Yeah. The ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
That's not injustice, Angel. That's just how professional sports contracts work. She signed a 4-year rookie scale deal. Even if the WNBA negotiates a new CBA that raises rookie salaries, she's still locked into the contract she signed. That's how every league operates. Imagine if every second-year NBA player demanded a raise just because the salary cap went up. Yeah, It doesn't work that way.
Like if I'm an NBA owner, I didn't get rich by wasting a couple million on something that has no chance of making money. These two, sit out, see what happens. Now, I would miss watching the Fever. I would miss watching Caitlin Clark, but I wouldn't miss anything else.
And let's not forget, the WNBA still lost around $40 million last season. They're not exactly swimming in NBA-level revenue. The league can't just start ripping up contracts because Angel Reese doesn't like hers anymore.
You lost 40, 50 million. You know who would clap for you all sitting out? The NBA. So they don't have to subsidize your dumbasses to the tune of 40 to 50 million a year.
But let's get back to what really matters: performance. If you're going to demand special treatment, you better play like an all-star. Instead, Reese is out here missing layups like she's trying to test the backboard's durability. So, let's be real. If Angel Reese thinks she's too good for her WNBA contract, maybe she should start proving it on the court. Because right now, the only thing she's leading the league in is missed layups. The numbers tell a completely different story. Angel Reese can talk all she wants about being one of the faces of the WNBA, but when you actually look at the ratings, it's clear the real draw has nothing to do with her. In fact, when she played without Caitlin Clark on the other side of the court, the viewership numbers took a nosedive.
Angel Reese last night, once again, had one of the worst shooting games in the history of planet Earth. For what's supposed to be a big, I mean, what in the hell is going on here? I understand her team won. I get it. 5 of 13 from the field. 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, only 10 points.
Here's the cold, hard truth. People aren't tuning in to watch Angel Reese miss layups and gripe about her paycheck. No, they're tuning in for real star power, and we all know who that is. Let's be honest here. If Reese was truly the ratings juggernaut she claims to be, wouldn't her games be packed to the rafters? Wouldn't her jersey be flying off the shelves? Wouldn't people be lining up just to get a glimpse of her in action? Instead, it's Caitlin Clark who's dominating the WNBA in attendance, jersey sales, and viewership. Meanwhile, Reese is out here still acting like she's the one driving all the attention to the league, while posting a mere 39% from the field and missing layups that would make a middle school coach facepalm. The numbers don't lie. Clark is the one putting the league on the map, while Reese, well, she's just putting up bricks.
Caitlin Clark is going to spend all of next season playing in NBA arenas. We've got rival fans being furious that, you know, Caitlin Clark is that she's getting new arenas, getting moved to new arenas. You've got people saying that they're pushing the Fever. Why are they pushing the Fever?
Caitlin Clark isn't just making waves, she's flooding the league. WNBA franchises are practically abandoning their home courts like they've been hit with a fire alarm that says, Caitlin's coming. Teams like Atlanta, Chicago, Connecticut, Dallas, Las Vegas, and Washington, D.C. are all scrambling to larger venues just to handle the Clark impact. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is probably doom-scrolling, wondering why her name isn't splashed across those massive billboards.
One thing is very clear. The Indiana Fever is America's team. And boy, the haters, by the time this season is over, their heads are going to have exploded already. They're going to be so angry by the end of this WNBA season. I mean, it's going to be hilarious watching the daily meltdown.
Take a moment to absorb this. WNBA teams are willingly leaving behind their cherished home courts to make room for one rookie phenom. This isn't hype. This is history in the making. 6 different franchises are moving their games to NBA arenas, meaning every Indiana Fever road game is now played in a venue with at least 15,000 seats. This isn't about following a trend. It's because Caitlin Clark has the kind of draw that fills arenas like no one else in the league. While some teams are still playing in what feel like converted gymnasiums, Caitlin's impact demands NBA-level venues. That's the kind of territory reserved for superstars.
That there are 6 WNBA teams that have moved their games to NBA or NBA size arenas.
Let's not kid ourselves. These aren't just slightly larger gymnasiums. These are full-blown arena upgrades. The Atlanta Dream are stepping up to the State Farm Arena. The Chicago Sky, yes, the same team that once treated Angel Reese like the second coming of Michael Jordan, are now dialing it back with 2 games at the United Center. And it's not for Reese, it's for Clark. Because unless the Indiana Fever are in town, Reese might as well be playing at a local community center. Even the Aces, with their glitz and trophies, are booking the T-Mobile Arena just to prepare for the Fever Frenzy.
Caitlin Clark, the people's champion! Let's get it! That's a deep one. Bang! Just announced that Caitlin Clark and the Fever will be playing 41 of 44 games this year on national TV. Hey, come in and watch the other girl, right? Right? Bang! Teams are moving their games with the Fever to NBA arenas so they can sell more tickets. How about that? Bang! Angel Reese attempted a 3 this deep. I think she might dislocate her shoulder. Bang! You want some butter with that bread? Butter. Butter. Butter pecan! Bang!
It's honestly hilarious when you think about it. Just last season, these teams were all acting like Caitlin Clark was just another rookie. We don't need her, they boasted, chests puffed. The league is fine without her. And now, here we are. The same teams are practically begging for court space big enough to accommodate the Clark crowds. It's not just about rolling out the red carpet anymore. It's like tearing up the road and rebuilding it with gold bricks.
Atlanta Dream moved 1 game to the State Farm Arena. Chicago Sky moved 2 games to the United Center. Home of the Bulls, home of the Blackhawks in Atlanta, by the way. That's the home of the Hawks. Connecticut Sun moved 1 game to TD Garden, home of the NBA Celtics. That's going to look really freaking cool on TV.
Special shout out to Connecticut. This franchise doesn't even have an NBA arena nearby. So what do? They pack up and move the whole operation to Boston. Yep, new state, new zip code, new everything, just to make room for Caitlin Clark. That's not just special treatment, that's royalty-level hospitality. Can you imagine if Angel Reese tried to pull the same stunt? They'd probably laugh her all the way to some suburban middle school gym.
We're now at the stage where Caitlin Clark is probably going to be responsible. I'm not joking when I say this. For like games where she plays in are probably going to be responsible for like 30% of the attendance in the WNBA.
And it doesn't stop there. The Dallas Wings and Washington Mystics are also moving their Clark matchups to larger venues, complete with extra seating, luxury suites, and, let's face it, bigger profit margins. This isn't a coincidence, it's strategic planning. When Caitlin Clark rolls into town, it's not just a game, it's an economic boom. One ESPN analyst even dubbed her the WNBA's walking GDP boost. He meant it as a joke, but honestly, the numbers speak for themselves.
There are teams that are going to average 3,000 fans at games, but have 17,000 fans when Caitlin Clark shows up to town with the Fever.
Now, let's check in on the critics. The same ones who were screaming from the rooftops that Clark was overhyped have suddenly gone awfully quiet. Why? Because their arenas are packed, their jerseys are flying off the shelves, and their TV ratings are through the roof. All thanks to the player they once claimed didn't matter. And as for Angel Reese, she's still stewing over her not-so-unrivaled championship, watching Caitlin dominate the spotlight, the schedule, and the arenas.
The Phoenix Mercury play in the NBA arena. The Seattle Storm do. There are 13 WNBA teams, 7 already playing NBA arenas. The other 6 are moving their games to NBA arenas versus the Fever. You can't acknowledge that she is the needle mover. Yeah.
Before Caitlin Clark hit the WNBA, the average game barely drew 6,000 fans, about as many as you'd see at a high school pep rally. But Clark? She's effortlessly filling 20,000-seat arenas like it's no big deal. That's not just an increase, that's triple the usual turnout. These fans aren't there for the home team, they're showing up for her. WNBA execs are practically falling over themselves, openly admitting they'd give up home court advantage just to cash in on the Clark phenomenon. That's not hype. That's a walking ATM and sneakers.
I believe there's actually a debate on who was Rookie of the Year last year. Imagine being that delusional. Bang! People need to understand she saved this league. Powder, there's no TV deals, no ad sponsorships, heck, no shoe deals for you, Angel Reese. No McDonald's money. The league losing millions of dollars each year. She saved them from bankruptcy. Time to be grateful. Bang! 93% of her games on national TV. She's like that. Bang!
Let's talk numbers. WNBA attendance shot up by 48% last season, and unless your math is off, that increase has Caitlin Clark's name written all over it. Teams aren't just scheduling her games, they're building their entire season around her appearances. The Las Vegas Aces, the same team that snickers whenever Clark's name trends, have quietly moved multiple games to the T-Mobile Arena. Why? Because they know the Caitlin effect is the real MVP. All the eye rolls and cryptic tweets aside, even they can't deny she's the main attraction.
Now we've got some more information on the games and some perspective. Here we are. Indiana Fever put this out, man, just a few minutes ago. All eyes on us. 41 of our 44 games are on national television.
Now, here's where it gets wild. Caitlin Clark has secured 41 nationally televised games this season. That's not just more airtime than any other player. It's more than entire franchises have had in years. We're talking ESPN, ABC, CBS, NBA TV. Every network wants a piece of the Clark action. It's a broadcast feeding frenzy, and trust me, no one's settling for leftovers.
The most television games in franchise history, the most national television games for a single team in WNBA history. How about that?
Last season, the Indiana Fever were basically an afterthought. They were the dusty book collecting cobwebs on the bottom shelf, overlooked and forgotten. But with Caitlin Clark in the mix, they've transformed into the league's golden child, now the star attraction in every primetime slot. The same team that struggled at the bottom of the standings is now the crown jewel of WNBA coverage. And you know that's stinging players like Angel Reese. For years, they assumed the throne was just waiting for them. But then Caitlin Clark shows up, shattering records, drawing massive ratings, and showing off a range that leaves everyone in the dust. Suddenly, it's her show, and the spotlight's all hers.
Okay, so I thought this was cool. Look, it's no secret that Angel Reese has had finishing woes throughout her professional basketball career thus far. In a sense, it's been something she's been scrutinized and even mocked about.
In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the basketball community, Angel Reese, once a collegiate sensation and now a rising professional star, has been unexpectedly removed from her team. Nola Henry, the dynamic and up-and-coming coach in the Unrivaled League, has captured headlines with her daring decision, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning the reasoning behind this move. What led one of the league's youngest and most talented coaches to part ways with such a prominent player? The surprising exclusion of Angel Reese from the Rose Club squad has sparked intense speculation and debate, highlighting the unpredictable nature of professional sports dynamics.
Off somebody's leg or foot or didn't.
Well, typically to me, Lisa, the longer it takes proves that there was not conclusive evidence to overturn the call on the floor.
Then just say that and let's move on. We want to see some basketball playing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's explore the remarkable rise of Nola Henry. At merely 29 years old, Henry has swiftly made her mark as a head coach in the Unrivaled League, showcasing an extraordinary blend of talent and determination. Her career launched in 2020 when she began as an intern with the Connecticut Sun, gaining crucial insights and experience under the guidance of former head coach C.T. Miller. Demonstrating her capabilities, Henry advanced through the WNBA ranks, securing a position as a trusted assistant coach for the Los Angeles Sparks. Her leadership skills shone brightly when she stepped up as interim head coach for 2 games. Now, Henry is one of 6 head coaches leading teams in the newly formed Unrivaled League, where she mentors some of the most skilled players in the sport.
Congratulations, Noah! One more. Rose on 3, 1, 2, 3, Rose!
Among the standout athletes on her roster is Angel Reese, the dynamic forward who has captured attention both on the court and beyond. Celebrated for her relentless drive, exceptional skills, and vibrant personality, Angel was anticipated to be a cornerstone of Nola's Rose Club team. However, What circumstances led to her unexpected removal from the lineup? In her initial press conference, Henry expressed enthusiasm for cultivating strong relationships with her players and implementing sophisticated strategies. She underscored the significance of collaboration and discipline, stating, "I'm looking forward to the scheming, but I'm also looking forward to getting to know these players and building something special." Yet, it appears that certain factors or individuals have unsettled her plans for the Rose Club.
If it's one thing I learned from Kurt, it's how to prepare. That's probably the number one thing that he's taught me. So just what's going through my mind is just game plan stuff, just what I need to do to be prepared, how to make the players feel better, make them feel most comfortable and prepared. So just everything going through my mind right now, aside from the gratitude and the appreciation, just for the moment, the opportunity is just preparation, game plan stuff. I'm thinking about the game.
Insiders reveal that friction started to emerge during the initial phases of team practices. Reese, celebrated for her intense competitive nature, reportedly had conflicts with Nola Henry's coaching approach. Team sources suggested there were disputes regarding player roles and strategic choices, with Angel allegedly challenging some of the coaching methods. Boasting a talented roster that features stars like Chelsea Gray, C.A. Copper, and Brittany Sykes, Nola Henry faced difficult decisions. In such a fiercely competitive league as Unrivaled, full commitment to the system is essential from every player. When it came time to finalize the Rose Club roster, Henry made the decisive choice to remove Reese from the starting lineup. This unexpected move left fans astonished and sparked discussions about the dynamics between coach and player.
Rebounding the ball really well, specifically on the offensive glass. I think since adding the addition of Angel Reese, adding to Elizabeth Williams, both elite rebounders. So I think one emphasis is just trying to go out there and, rebound the ball. That's a pretty big emphasis for us. And then just playing our game, going out there, competing, having fun, trying to embrace doing a little thing.
Following practice, Henry addressed the media about her decision without specifying any names, stating, "As a coach, it's my responsibility to make choices that benefit the entire team. Sometimes that involves making difficult decisions, but I stand by each one." Although Angel Reese wasn't directly mentioned, the intent was unmistakable. No individual player surpasses the team's needs. Fans swiftly voiced their opinions on social platforms. Some commended Henry for upholding her values and prioritizing the team's welfare, while others questioned the judgment behind removing a player of Reese's talent, with one fan tweeting, "How do you bench Angel Reese? She's a game changer."
When they were playing all of those games in those weird courts where there wasn't that many fans, that was a similar atmosphere to Unrivaled. And the court, by the way, looks beautiful. The graphics, the lighting, all of the things looks absolutely beautiful. But you didn't get that crowd energy like you do get from any other basketball.
So, what's next for Angel Reese? Although she remains on the Rose Club roster, her spot in the starting lineup is still uncertain. For Nola Henry, this decision represents a crucial turning point in her emerging coaching career. Will her bold choice pay off, or could it backfire in the high-pressure environment of Unrivaled basketball? Angel Reese is facing an unexpected reality check in the Unrivaled League. Her move to 3-on-3 basketball has been anything but seamless, with performances that have led fans to question whether she can truly compete with the league's top talent. In her early games with the Rose Club, Reese has been underperforming. Her shooting percentage is dismal, and defensive mistakes have cost the team vital possessions. Even in games where her physicality stands out, her inability to adjust to the faster pace and tighter spacing of 3-on-3 basketball is glaring. Simply put, Reese appears out of her depth, highlighting the significant gap between her and Caitlin Clark. Clark, who has effortlessly adapted to the Unrivaled format, has been delivering standout performances. She's scoring from all areas of the court, dishing out highlight-worthy assists, and leading her team with exceptional leadership. While Reese struggles to find her rhythm, Clark has firmly established herself as the undisputed Rookie of the Year for 2024. Look at the numbers. Clark is averaging over 20 points per game, shooting an impressive 45% from deep and nearly 6 assists per game. Meanwhile, Reese is barely reaching double digits in scoring, shooting below 30%, and her defensive ratings are among the lowest in the league. The excitement that surrounded Reese from her college days seems to be fading quickly as Clark continues to widen the gap between them. And if you think Reese is trailing far behind Clark, think again. Kate Martin, another rookie who entered Unrivaled with much less fanfare, has been on fire. The Iowa standout has been quietly dominating games, using her versatility to outplay her competition. Martin is shooting exceptionally well, playing lockdown defense, and making a strong case for being the second-best rookie of 2024. Her ability to rise to the occasion has been remarkable. She's not just excelling in her role, she's thriving under the pressure of unrivaled basketball. Fans and analysts alike are beginning to wonder, has Angel Reese been overhyped all along?